Mabuhay Manila, this is Pope from ManilaShaker.com. The newest mid-range device from OPPO is finally here. Today we will see the benchmarks, gaming capabilities, and its cameras. Because OPPO did an impressive job on putting not just an AI-focused chipset, but and a gaming-worthy processor. The OPPO A94 is equipped with Helio P95 with 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. Even if it doesn't have the G on its name, it is expected to deliver a great gaming experience and its highly anticipated camera features. So let's get right into it. The design of the OPPO A94 has a gradient aesthetic look on its fantastic purple variant. As light bounces onto the surface, the color changes, which makes it look pleasing to the eye. And as so you know, the texture is metallic glossy, which attracts a lot of fingerprint magnets while giving a premium look. Yes, it looks like a premium device, but when you start to hold it with your bare hands, you will begin to feel its lightness. It made me feel like I was holding a less sturdy device. For its display, it has a 6.43-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED with a screen-to-body ratio of 85.2%. It has good color reproduction and its sharpness is what I really like. It also has a punch hole cutout that houses a 32-megapixel selfie cam. It is quite unusual to see a lower mid-range that's equipped with an AMOLED display. That's one thumbs up. Now on to its cameras. OPPO A94 has a quad camera housing in a rectangular shaped camera module. The bottom part looks like there's a fifth camera, but it is a bit gimmicky as it only has an AI text printed to it. But I appreciate the aesthetics. Now again, OPPO A94 is equipped with a 48-megapixel main cam, 8-megapixel ultra-wide, and 2-megapixel for both macro and depth sensors. The main cam outputs true to life and sharp colors, although sometimes highlights tend to blow out, but overall photos are crisp and also detailed. Once we turn on HDR, highlights are now balanced, but if you add AI enhancement on the HDR image, it shows the same results but it gives brighter colors. When it comes to indoors, it outputs good images if the subject is lit properly. It gives true-to-life colors and detailed results, but I noticed that taking photos without proper lighting will result in pale colors. Now on to its 8-megapixel ultra-wide sensor. It shows the same result on its main sensor but with noticeable softness and distortion on the edge of the frame. From time to time, it loses its white balance consistency, but overall sharpness is on point and colors are satisfying to look at. Now shooting with night mode and tripod mode on is quite impressive. It lifts all the darkness as seen in the naked eye. However, photos are quite soft. Introducing a light source on the scene is just okay even without using the tripod mode. But its ultra-wide at night shows lesser exposure since it doesn't use quad barrier technology, and the result shows a little bit of softness. For its portrait mode, it has different features including dynamic bokeh, neon portrait, and the AI color portrait. The AI color portrait separates the subject from the background and giving it a monochrome filter while maintaining the color of the subject. The skin tone is pretty much true to life, the subject to background separation is good, but for the neon portrait, it is best to capture it at night time. Now for the macro sensor, the results are quite impressive if I were to compare it on a previous device on its price range. They usually have less colors, but the OPPO A94 did a pretty good job handling the sharpness and colors. Now, switching to the front cam, the 32-megapixel selfie looks natural but it did some processing to enhance my face. The good thing about it is it retained the sharpness even the skin tone color, although enabling portrait mode is quite inaccurate in detecting the subject from the background resulting in less natural edges. It still has the neon and AI color portrait mode but with less accuracy as well. On video recording, OPPO A94 is able to capture or record videos up to 4K at 30fps, but there are no 1080p at 60fps, which is quite a bummer. 1080p at 30fps stabilization is present even with the ultra steady off, but it is a little bit jittery. Using the ultra steady feature is much better, and besides, it also has a live bokeh, live beautification, dual view mode, and last but not the least, a slow motion up to 1080p. One of the features that OPPO is proud of is the dual view mode and the AI color filters on its portrait and video. The dual view mode allows you to record videos from the front and the rear camera simultaneously, but the quality is reduced to 720p resolution. But it is still impressive knowing the fact that the chipset is capable of capturing two cameras simultaneously in this budget mid-ranger. AI filters is a bit gimmicky, but for some, they may find it enjoyable. Still, it feels like some features are missing, like the Video Pro mode and 1080p at 60 frames. Overall, the qualities are okay, and even if OPPO A94 didn't include all camera features, it still offers flexibility for specific users. Now going to its gaming performance. Starting with Mobile Legends, OPPO A94 is already in high settings by default, and I just turned on HFR mode for better and smoother gameplay. Everything is smooth from the start until the very end of the battle. Even when there are some heavy animations like blink, dash, and even ultimates, I didn't encounter any problem in the game, and it is going around 59 to 60 FPS. While Drift, on the other hand, at first I can set the graphics to UHD, but unfortunately, after I start the game, it is at max high definition only. Nevertheless, it is also smooth, stutter-free, and the touch is also responsive as well, as all my hooks never missed. Well, most of my hooks never missed, and since it is in 1080p resolution, I really did enjoy playing Wild Rift at Full HD with punchy colors and no stutters. Moving on to PUBG Mobile, the configuration for the quality setting is below my expectations, as it was only available on high frames, which is 30 FPS. It's better when there are ultra or extreme frame rates here, but despite the missing option, we can play 30 FPS on all quality including high. And the most stable gameplay is in balanced quality. HD quality is still playable but with lesser stability. Call of Duty Mobile is as usual in limited quality settings as well. We quite expected it in this game since the chipset is MediaTek. Playing at the lowest quality is stutter-free, playing at medium is still okay, but playing at high quality is quite unstable. But all have around 45 FPS or so and feel smooth. Now for the Asphalt 9, I did notice some little frame drops, but I really love the unique motion blur in this game, thanks to the MediaTek Hyper Engine technology. On default and high quality, the game will show some motion blur, and at default, it is 99% stable while in high quality is 97% stable. These 5 games show great stability and performance, but things are getting unstable when we start to play more graphic-intensive games like Black Desert Mobile, Honkai Impact 3, and Genshin Impact. I really like the fact that Honkai Impact 3 at the lowest quality is still stable in this device. And if we bump the settings to medium at 60, it will now introduce noticeable stutter. While Genshin Impact is quite frustrating due to noticeable frame drops, but again, this game is still unoptimized, so it is acceptable. In Black Desert Mobile, yeah, it is playable, but I think if you run the autopilot system, it will introduce heating problems as it uses more GPU over time. Now as for the battery, again, the OPPO A94 have a kinda less efficient 12nm chipset but with an AMOLED display. Although we only have a 4310 mAh battery, it is still paired with a 30 watts VOOC flash charge, so juicing up the device to 100% only takes an hour. So for its price of 13,999 pesos, Does OPPO A94 have an excellent offering for both camera and gaming capabilities? Yes and kinda no. Well, OPPO A94 really did an impressive job on making the two segments commendable, although I can say that both has solid performances, especially on its cameras. The camera quality didn't meet my level of expectations, but the features, especially on recording videos, are entertaining. Don't get me wrong, the outputs are still impressive, but if I'm going to rank its good qualities, I'm going to start off with the gaming performance, display, and then the cameras. And that's our review of the OPPO A94. What do you guys think of this device? Is it a bang for the buck? Let us know in the comment section below. That's it for now. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you won't miss any of our future content. Don't forget to visit manilashaker.com for more tech news, reviews, and comparison of the latest device. Once again, this is Poe, and mabuhay Manila!